What's up, everyone? This is Too Slow. Today I'm going to be working on my dad's 2003 Toyota Matrix XR. This Matrix has about 225,000 miles. We bought it roughly about 165,000 miles, and it's been really reliable. The only issues we've had with this car was the starter and the radiator going out. But other than that, mechanical wise, it's been really good. It hasn't had any major problems with us or nothing like that. The unordinary battery has been replaced once, so the cap's actually coming off there. Gotta figure out that, but I got parts right here. I got a valve cover gasket. I don't think the valve cover gasket on this one is leaking too bad, but it is a Fel Pro. I didn't have the OEM one at the time, but because I'm gonna go in there inside to change the timing chain tensioner, and I just want to look at the condition of the valve cover, I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it. I mean, this only costs like, I don't know, $15. There's the part number if you guys want it. I'm also gonna change the PCV right here to a new one. There's the part number. Timing chain tensioner, there's the part number, and also gonna do an oil change. But just want to make this car last a good while. I don't want it to just give out on me and just take a dump, and you guys get the gist. This is a Celica engine cover. Usually it's held on by a bunch of clips, but I don't have them. I only have this 10mm right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that. You know, after doing so many 2ZZ timing chain cover gaskets and removing valve covers from a 2ZZ, this 1ZZ valve cover is actually really tiny compared to the 2ZZ. Look at that, the size of the valve cover. I don't think I can do that with the 2ZZ one. This thing's tiny, but oh god, the Fel Pro gasket did not held up. It's leaking all over the place. Yeah, that Fel Pro I probably put about 6 months ago, and it's just showing that it can't hold. It's just leaking all over the place. Cause I made sure to make this clean when I put it back on, and you guys see when I clean it up, you guys will see what I use, and it's some really good, promising results actually. But the main piece right here for just this quick moment would be the PCV right here, and we're gonna go ahead and take that off first. Only thing we really have to do is just loosen this right here. You can do it by hand as well, and if I can do this by pulling it out with one hand, hopefully. No. Okay, let's cut. Once you have that hose off, you can see it's really cracked, so probably gonna go ahead and order another one of those online. They're really cheap. I managed to get the old PCV out. It's not the worst. You can barely hear the thing clicking in there, but this one's louder. So gonna change it anyways. Let's see what else. I have to take this one off too. This breather hose, ventilation hose, whatever you want to call it. Just pull it out. And then we have a bunch of 10s all around the engine block that we have to, or the valve cover that we have to take off. And then the 2 nuts that hold the power steering pressure wire. And then all the 10s, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Take that all off. Got the valve cover off. And I just pulled out the timing chain tensioner. It doesn't look worn out, but I think it is leaking because you can see the oil all around it, which is okay. I mean, I already have the new tensioner, so just might as well just change it out. It's not even that hard to do. There's only 2 10mm nuts in the back of the engine holding it. I don't know if I'll be able to get it with the camera, but you guys get the general idea. It's right here. If I was able to access it, anyone can. Gonna go ahead and clean up this right here. Just clean up the engine so I can put the new valve cover gasket and just go from there. So take a good look at this. See that? I'm gonna get all that off. I have some Purple Power right here. It's called Purple Thunder from work, but I took this from work and I'm just filling it up with purple powder that I buy from the store, but just go crazy on it and make sure to spray. Look at that. Just by spraying it alone, you could already see the dark stuff already coming off. And it's only been sitting there for like maybe less than a minute. Just go crazy with it. So let it sit there and go do your engine now. Once you made sure your tensioner is back on, you want to get a 19 millimeter and go on your crank. And what you want to do is crank it clockwise. And you will hear the tensioner start coming out, and then you'll feel your chain get stiff again. Make sure it doesn't jump timing also, or your car's not going to run right. What I usually do is I usually zip tie it, or I just hold it with my hand as I'm turning it so that I can make sure that the sprocket doesn't jump a link. And that's that. So now we're going to focus on the valve cover. Check this out. This is just me letting the purple power do its thing. I let it sit. I just scrub it with my hand, just like that, with a blue shop rag. And then once I let it sit for like 20 minutes, I just rinse it off with the water, and this is the result I get. Like, this isn't even me doing anything like major to it, and I'm not gonna worry about too much about the valve cover, because I'm gonna put the engine plastic cover back on, and obviously that's gonna hide all this, so not really too concerned about it. So we're just gonna throw it back on. Once you have your new OEM valve cover back on, make sure to put some of the Toyota RTV right here and right there. It's really old, the one I have, but here it is. Seal packing 103 FIPG. Valve cover is clean, so we're just gonna throw that back on and start putting the bolts back together. Everything's put back together. I decided to wash it a little bit, but it sounds good. Did pressure wash it a little bit right here. It was really dirty, and look at that, it's all clean. A little bit low, so we're gonna top that off, but sounds good. You can see the engine rocks a little back and forth, so I don't know which motor mount is it gonna be, but one of the front or the rear one is damaged. So getting to the main purpose of the video, why is it important to change the PCV? Well, typically, one, it's a maintenance item that commonly gets left out and people don't really change out. But what it does is it recirculates the vapors and all the bullshit inside your engine back into the throttle body. Vapors, gases, usually if that's not there, it would just dump it out through the exhaust, which is not good for the environment, because in California we have smog, so they want to recirculate that back into the intake where it would burn it back off. But usually people put one of those little filters and just let it go out into the atmosphere, or they either have a catch can to grab that oil so it doesn't go back into the intake. A lot of people do that, but I don't think that would pass visually smog here in California, so I would rather not do that. So if you have a bad PCV, you would either get sluggish acceleration, or you would have increased oil consumption, which is what I was having here with the 1TZ, which is why I decided to replace it. I was noticing that my oil was starting to go down a little bit quicker than usual, and I was just like, okay, well, screw it. I mean, it's a $5 part, might as well just replace it. That's what I did. I replaced it. And the way to tell if you have a bad one, if you shake it, like I did it earlier in the video, if you shake it and you don't hear the metallic sounds like clicking loud enough or something, typically it means it's clogged, so it doesn't work. It's just gonna be keeping that pressure inside your engine, not being able to release it. So you would want to replace it at that point. And the way to know to make sure it works is when you shake it, you hear all the rattling, clanking inside. And that means it's doing its job as to opening and closing when it has to. But people kind of just forget about that. They don't replace it. I would say replace it every couple thousand miles. You know, it gets dirty because oil goes through there, the vapors, and it's gonna get clogged. So it's only a $5 item, people. Just buy it. It's super easy. I didn't really show much to install it and reinstalling it, but all it is a 22 millimeter. You put it on, and then you just righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's all there is to it. There's nothing really special about it. You put in the new one, boom, goes back in. So I didn't realize this, but the one with the green Loctite, that's the 1ZZ. The one with pink Loctite, that's the one for the 2ZZ. I didn't know that. I threw on the 2ZZ one. As you guys saw in the video, that's actually a 2ZZ one. I don't think it really matters, but if it does, I'm just gonna order another one on my next purchase of Toyota parts deal. As I said, they're only $5, so that one's still practically new. I'm running the 2ZZ one right now, but I don't think it matters because, I mean, they both do the same job, but I'm gonna be on the safe side. Next time I order from Toyota Parts Deal, I will get the correct one, and I'll let you guys know which was the part number on that. But for now, I'm just gonna run the 2ZZ one. The car seems to run fine. It's actually great. There's no issues to it. It's a really reliable car. If you want a reliable first car, I highly recommend the Matrix. It is it is just a reliable car. So this is the one I took off the Matrix. This is the correct one. The only major difference I saw was this one has green Loctite, and instead of a 19 millimeter socket that you would use on the 2ZZ one to take it off, this is a 22 millimeter. I use a 22 millimeter to take this one off. The other one with the pink Loctite needs a 19 millimeter to take it off, but the part number is right here on it. I didn't really realize it, but it is 1224 22040. So this is the correct one. As I said, they're different from the 1ZZ to the 2ZZ one. I guess I didn't order the right one when I was buying them, but instead of throwing this one back on, I decided to just put the 2ZZ one on the Matrix. But what I'm gonna do is next time I order parts from ToyotaPartsDeal.com, I'm gonna order the 1ZZ one, take the one out of the black Matrix and put it in my XRS right there. So I haven't really changed it on the XRS, so I'm just gonna grab the one from the black Matrix, put it on this one, and then just install the new 1ZZ one on my dad's black Matrix. So I'll probably make an order today or tomorrow or something, and just order PCVs for all my Toyotas, because I got a couple. And this is only $5, people. It's only $5. Spend the money. It's cheap.